Welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. In our first episode, we found out the gist of the setup here, which is that our character, I'm playing my old character Alice, along with our adoptive brother Duncan, were called back to Hong Kong by our foster father of sorts, Raymond, who has not shown up for a rendezvous. In the midst of trying to find him, we were assaulted by several, apparently triad, maybe, organized crime of some sort, and then we made it through the docks and back onto the streets from the looks of it. So let's see what we're up to now. The light from the nearby vendor stalls stabs into your eyes, triggering a throbbing ache in the back of your skull. You stop short, squinting, as rough voices drift on the in on the wind. Where's everybody else? Where's the damn shipment? Haven't seen them yet. We just got here. The voice becomes irritated. Long ways probably waiting for us, so we can just haul it out of the boat for him. That lazy bastard. Let's just hang out here. Let him find us. Looks like we're on a stroll through Smuggler Central. These gangers don't know we're here. We could probably just slip past. Or we could clip them. They're already looking for us. Might be better to take them out now while we've got the element of surprise on our side. Okay. I was wondering what this icon was. This is, I think, a new mechanic for this game. While unaware hostiles are on screen, press the unholster button to enter turn-based combat mode. So, if we approach, are they going to aggro? Been playing too many games with autosaves these days. I got to remember to manually save because we're playing an old school CRPG. Oh, they don't seem to care. Oh, never mind. Yes, they do. Okay, now I understand. Wait, what is rewind? Wait, what did I just press? I thought I pressed cancel. I should have read that more closely. I was trying to back out and see what rewind was. Good to see even on my modern hardware, this game still loads slowly. Okay, so what? Confirm. Cancel and confirm is messy. Also, again, I'm going to nitpick the UI here. The difference between a selected or a default selection, a default unselection, and then what your actual highlight are just 3 shades of brown, which is not great. What is rewind? Hold on. I'm slightly concerned that rewind actually means changing the save. So let's create the save and then rewind. Rewinds the save file to an earlier state. Choose a previous autosave on the right to rewind to. Huh. That kind of explains it, but kind of doesn't. So if I save over, would more things show up? Is it dependent on the specific file itself? It's counting my saves. Okay. Oh wow, okay, never mind. They immediately aggroed again. Wow. The reminder of the quick save and quick load is a good one. I don't think it's actually any quicker though. All right. Actually, let's do this. Use the coyote totem. Now everybody Oh, good to see we've still got some of the same exact problems with the engine now as we did before, like targeting through cover. Well, I think we can do this, right? Yeah. Is there anything else you can do? Subdue. Interesting. Huh. Feels very contextual. Do you actually have the ability to stun an enemy? I think stun is when you're reduced to 0 AP. But this has a cooldown of 1, so they'd already have to have reduced AP unless this gets an improved version. This, at least with your current kit. Huh. Or use the flashbang. Let's actually just... Oh, damn it. Okay, I did this out of order. That would have been smarter. Okay, whatever. We're gonna... That guy's a mage. Can you try and take him out in one? Nice. Okay. Let's have you monoball them. Nice. That's pretty good. And like I said, they're aiming at me. Why wouldn't they be? Okay, who do I have a better chance of actually... Nah, I don't need to haste. At this point, I'm better off taking multiple shots and just trying to... I don't think getting closer is going to serve me well here. Might as well just take a couple of shots and hope for... Hey, nice. Nice. Those are not high percentage shots, so I'm pretty happy. Alright. Okay, I'll take that. You know, I should have clicked that manage button. I'm wondering if that finally deals with one of my complaints in the earlier games as well, which was moving around items between characters. I guess we're going out the same way anyway. Oh, this is an alley. Okay. I thought it was a transition somewhere because it's one of the downsides of the slightly confusing factors in the Fog of War system. $54 new yen. And there's some people there who it appears we're supposed to talk to. Wow, this is a lot of space I didn't expect to be out here. Okay. Not sure why they even have all that if there's nothing there. I guess they probably reuse it later. Crossing the street, you can make out 4 shadowy figures loitering in the plaza ahead. Troll, orc, dwarf, elf. 2 men, 2 women. They're different from the smugglers on the dock. Alert, poised, professional. You can see they've made a token attempt to conceal their weapons. The unspoken message is clear. We're strapped, mind your manners. Wu stands up tall, takes that amused tone he gets whenever he's standing toe-to-toe with someone bigger. Someone who doesn't know they're about to go down. Evening, folks. You got permits for those bazookas? The thick troll pulls his mouth into a comic frown. Permits? Give me a minute. He makes a show of patting his pockets. Nope, guess not. I must have dropped mine in a dumpster, along with the last idiot who stepped to us. Wu coolly surveys the scene, nods in a friendly fashion. Is that right? Well then. You can almost feel Wu's cop training kick in. It's like watching a drone execute a command routine. He reaches for his rifle, brings it up quick, but it's too late. By the time it hits his shoulder level, an assortment of nasty-looking ordnance is already trained on his head. Carter backs him up. She whips her arms forward, fists blazing with magical fire. Her eyes sweep the scene, darting from one figure to another. All right, everyone, just be cool. Thick Troll's voice is casual, amused. He shakes his gun in Wu's face. A little late for that, isn't it? Huh. I don't think we're supposed to fight these guys. Put your hands in your pockets. Listen, guys, my stomach's doing somersaults. How about we put our guns away before someone gets hurt? The thick troll snorts a laugh. That guy looks like he could use an enema. Something we can do for you, officer? Why an enema? That's so weird and specific. Wu's jaw tightens, but his tone stays cool and controlled. I'm looking for an old man, Raymond Black. We were supposed to meet him here. You know him? The troll nods his enormous head. Mm-hmm. Wu's voice gets an edge. You can see a vein in his temple start to pulse. Where is he? Carter sees it too, keeps her voice neutral. Easy, Duncan. The troll maintains amused eye contact, but his weapon stays trained on Wu. That's right. Easy, Duncan. Your friend Raymond never showed. We've been waiting for the better part of an hour. Think everyone can put their guns down? His voice is steady, but he's clear he's coiled. I don't think so. Not till I get some answers. Like? He mutters through gritted teeth. Like why a group of heavily armed assholes are meeting a little old man at a construction site in a construction site at midnight. The orc girl chimes in. Her tone is light. She's trying to defuse the situation. We do odd jobs for money. Wu speaks softly, but you know that means he's reaching the end of his rope. He cracks his neck. Pop, pop. What kind of jobs? She gets a wry look in her eye. Her answer is flippant. Odd jobs. This and that. So you were his tour guides, right? The troll's yellow-brown tusks shift into a smile again. Kinda, yeah. The old man hired us to take you all on an excursion. Wu's brow furrows. Hired you? He takes a moment, looks them over. They're an odd assortment. A cybered-up troll, an orc girl with magical fetishes, a dwarf with a cyberdeck slung on her back, and a tall elf standing behind them, quietly, inscrutable. All with guns trained on Wu. Understanding spreads across Wu's face. His jaw tightens. You're Shadowrunners. The troll nods. Mm-hmm. Wu's shoulders creep up. His stance tightens. This is bullshit. Raymond would never hire Shadowrunners. They're criminals. The troll corrects him. Mercenary operatives. The dwarf cuts in. Her voice is soft but strong. Criminal mercenary operatives. So yeah, you were right. Your buddy Raymond was associating with a bunch of hardened criminals. The troll tosses Wu a sideways smile while staring down the barrel of his gun. Sorry to burst your bubble, Lone Star. Guess you didn't know the old man as well as you thought, huh? Wu tries to shake it off, but he's struggling to process the information. You can feel the heat coming off him. The runners sense it too, and they tense up tight. They're keyed on Duncan and their guns are big. The look on their faces makes it clear. One wrong bead of sweat, and Wu's going down in a red mist cloud. Carter remains completely still. Her voice is level, moderate. She's done this before. Let's all stay focused. No need for this to get ugly. She speaks quietly to Wu, who listens without turning, his focus squarely on the troll. We need to find Raymond. These are the people who can help us do that. What were you hired to do? You can tell the orc girl's had enough of the tension. She blurts it out. The old man wanted us to take him into Kowloon Walled City. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. If you're not familiar, Kowloon Walled City was basically one giant building. It was a giant slum, basically a huge amalgamation of buildings that were all sort of glued together, and it's kind of legendarily weird. It was demolished, I think, in the mid-2000s when they finally got people moving out of it. But I mean, it was there for, I want to say, like 60 years or something like that in various forms. And it was notoriously like a place where living was very hard. I mean, people's the places people lived and worked were extremely tiny. It was not a nice place in really any regard, and notoriously had a reputation, at least, for being home to a lot of criminal elements, mostly because it was very hard to track anyone in or out of it. So the fact that it still exists in this time is kind of interesting. Or maybe a new version of it. She waves a hand at the three of you. You, too. Two large rats cling to her hip and shoulder, poke their heads out of the folds of her clothing. They fix their beady eyes on you intently. You know the walled city? Calling it a slum is a bit derogatory and might set some things off. This is just like, I mean, Kowloon and Kowloon Walled City are not the same thing. Sure, why not? Slum, right? I've heard of it. The girl sneers, rolling her eyes. Yeah, there it is. It's a shithole, the worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Memories of growing up in the Redmond Barrens flash through your mind. We get it. It's a real bad place. Now, why would a little old man play... Where did I get grumpy from? We get it. It's a real bad place. Now, where would a little old man... Why would a little old... Take 3. We get it. It's a real bad place. Now, why would a little old man pay you to take him there? The dwarf standing next to her nods and jumps in. Wouldn't say. He mumbled a lot, too. Just kept rambling on and on about how he had to get in. Under ordinary circumstances, I never would have accepted the gig. The walled city's the last place I want to go. But the old man rolled up a truckload of new yen, and you gotta eat, right? Wu risks a glance at you. His weapon remains trained on the Shadowrunners, but a flicker of uncertainty plays across his face. Let's say we believe you. What now? The troll flashes you a smile that's all tusks and no warmth. Okay, gang, I tell you what. He looks at his team as he slowly starts to lower his weapon. We're all going to put our guns down. Oh, well. Objective complete, take cover. Objective added, take cover. Did they just get our Duncan's partner too? The sound of high caliber rifle shots hangs in the air, and the red dots of laser sights sweep the area. Carter, the troll, and the silent elf lie dead in widening pools of blood, their heads broken open like melons dropped from a 4-story building. The orc girl screams from cover. Nightjar! Nightjar, come on, big man, talk to me. Gut shot? No, no. She turns to the dwarf, her eyes wild with fear. Oh shit, this isn't good. Officer on a megaphone. A voice blares out from a loudspeaker. This is the police. Lay down your weapons, put your hands behind your head, and come out where we can see you. Duncan, Wu. Alice and Marta. Come out where we can see you. You have 3 seconds. Duncan crouches behind cover, his gaze locked on Carter's corpse. His voice comes out in a hoarse roar. Stand down, damn it! I'm law enforcement. Lone Star! Lone Star! He's driven deeper into cover by a hail of gunfire. The dwarf shakes her head at him. Her voice is flat. Save your breath. They won't listen. Use your eyes. These bastards aren't here to make arrests. A sniper shot hits the wall next to her head, showering her in an explosion of plaster. We need a way out of here now. Everyone pipe down. Just give me a minute. The rat girl stares at the ground intently as if listening. Then her brow furrows, her eyes go beady, and her nose wrinkles up. She begins to sway back and forth, her lips moving soundlessly. She snaps out of her trance. Okay, I've got a way out. It's at the end of the street. Everyone come with me. Everyone? We don't need the rent-a-cops, Gobbit. We're the only ones. The little orc whips her head towards her friend. Their extra firepower is, I got us an exit, but we've got to get past the heat, and we can't shoot our way out of this on our own. If nothing else, they can soak up a few rounds for us. She turns to you, her pupils pinpricks of intensity. Just stick to cover and keep close. There's a door down the street that leads to a back alley. That's our exit point. You fall behind, you get left behind. Okay. Oh, suddenly there are a bunch of things. Alright. So, Dragonline Lights. Where can I see what that is? Can I see it now that I'm in combat? Oh, I got karma. I don't think I can... Oh, there's even a trade thing, so I can trade items? Interesting. That's much needed. Well, I still don't know what that buff is, which is quite annoying. I assume it is a shaman thing because, well, one, I would assume it wouldn't be green. I believe the ones for casters are in blue. Why is this? Oh, that's the foreground and background are a little bit blurred there, so I couldn't tell that was the light. Okay. Oops. Switch. Oh, we're controlling them as well. Okay. What have you got? Okay, you are in fact a mix of caster and shaman. I forget what the term is. Should have done this before. Do you have proximity grenade, mini grenade launcher? There's an access point on the... Huh, okay, that's interesting. You have mines, but you don't have a drone. Okay. Huh. I think it's probably better for me to stay back a little bit. I can certainly still try and make a shot. Oh, they're coming from behind too. Shit. Well. Wow. Wait, why did she... Healing 4 HP per round. Why? I mean, I'm glad, but I don't know why. Okay. That's better. Oh, okay. So... I think... go here and summon is probably the right call. Oh shit, I didn't realize I had expended both of her. I guess I should have realized that because of the heal, but okay. So the game has not explained any of the summoning system to us, but I still remember chunks of it. Okay, strip. Oh, you don't have armor anyway, never mind. Or did you? The UI was a little unclear there. Huh. She was the only one that was wounded? Okay. I forgot about the Overwatch system. Wow, this is so weird that the game does not teach you anything. I can't remember if... I don't think the previous games were this obtuse. I should have hit them with this before I moved Gobbet. Okay. Better late than never. No, I should have moved her up. Okay. Damn it. I'm doing this all out of order. Duncan. Some of the quirks of the cover system are coming back to my memory now. Excuse me. Huh. Fires an explosive shell that can damage adjacent targets, may miss and skew to a nearby tile. Okay. Well, heal. Wait. Shit! Oh no, I'm fine. Okay, I did the right thing actually. I thought that Gobbet had taken all the damage, but it's the summon. Okay. So actually that was fine. It's still not ideally what I really wanted, but so, where's my, did they rework the summon system? Because I'm not seeing any indicator, because before it was always that you'd do a summon and then you'd apply a certain amount of AP to that summon, and then, depending on how much you put in and how many turns it had been, there was a more and more likely chance of it going rogue. But I don't see any of... I don't remember exactly what that looked like, but I don't see any indicator of that. The only thing that's left of that is the dismiss summon button. This is damage 12, but it only has 2 shots per reload, which is something we're gonna have to take into account. Well, that's... oh, it still hit him. Alright, well. There's one down. Duncan, you have aim now, right? Yeah. Let's try and eliminate at least one of these. Not very good chances from this. So in theory, here I still have cover from this character. If the combat system, or if the cover system works the way I remember it and hasn't changed. But that would also be 2 moves. Lingering area effect spell damages anyone passing through, lasts for 3 rounds. Let's repeat the old classic circular haste. Nice. Okay. Why is he flanked? Is that because of this? No, that guy's gone. Okay. Well, I'm hoping that Gobbet can maybe take this guy out. Oh no, let's haste back. So now you have 3. Less chance for crit. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Are we safe to move her up here? I'm hoping so. It might be possible to use the network connection on this police motorcycle to do some damage to their local network. Deactivate the drones. Well, I didn't even know there were drones. So... police drones power down. Cool. That's handy. Oh, now we can see some... oh, there's the drones. Okay. That is very interesting. I noticed the mix, the audio, the musical mix. They're mixing the... I don't know if it's part of the music or it's just been very finely synced, but the use of the sirens in the musical track is kind of interesting. It's directly synced up with the rhythm. Why is everything a little bit too far away? Well, let's try. Ah. Is there anything else? Drone control. Okay, so that's only for drone control too. Okay. I'm glad I can inspect that without expending AP. Looks like that's too far away to hit. Wish I could see this cover better. If I stand here, can I still hit this guy? That's the thing I can't tell. Okay. Cool. Oh, I didn't mean to... Gotta remember that doesn't reset. Okay. What's the range on this? Oh, that works. Okay, cool. The thing is, these bikes don't actually provide meaningful cover. But I can get over here. Oh well. Duncan, you may have to tank some shots. Sorry. Of course. Really? Slow? Well, let's take advantage of them being grouped up. Nice. Alright, that's one down. And I believe if we kill the summoner, then the summon also gets dismissed. So... Oh shit. I gotta remember what game I'm playing and remember that I have to adjust my aim. Okay. Well... Let's haste again. And we'll actually reload. It would have been better if I had given aim, actually. That's okay. This should be... I think this should be easy to do. What? I didn't even see a miss come up, so I'm just gonna assume that's what happened, though. So, I don't see anything beyond. I'm a little nervous to run out here, but I think that should do it. There might be more down there. I don't know. Like, it says stay in cover, but is it like the second you're not in cover, you're actually in big trouble, or is it... Oh, the layering. There we go. Oh, more behind. Okay. I think we have to move and not worry about killing the rest. I don't see any more ahead of us. Oh shit. Well, I'm incorrect. Where did that guy go? I don't even see him anymore. Okay. Hopefully they're far enough away that their weapons won't be effective. That's what I'm counting on. Well. Wow. Fucking shotgun from there, really? Should I worry about the heals? Should I worry about killing everyone? I think it's probably a fight I'm not gonna win. I'm glad we have 2 heals on the team. Wait, we don't have 2 heals on the team. What am I talking about? I guess the cooldown on that heal is shorter than I think it is. Do I just try and book it? Yeah, I'm gonna at least... Okay. So this does operate the way I remember, which is basically anytime there's a transition, it takes the characters out completely, but only one at a time. Okay. Okay, you can both make it now, right? Yeah. The rat shaman guides you from the doorway on the street through an eternity of winding alleys, damp sub-basements, and empty buildings. Stumbling through refuse and filth, you make your way into the sewers below Victoria Harbor. It reeks down here, but it's quiet. Gobbet stops, sniffs, and wipes her eyes with the back of her wrist. Her rats squeak softly in the folds of her clothing. The dwarf watches her silently for a moment, then moves closer and gently takes her hand. In the dim light of the sewer, you can see they're nearly the same age, no more than 20, 21 tops. What were their names? She keeps her head down and tells it to the floor. The troll you were talking to was Nightjar. He was our friend. The elf was called Gutshot. Kind of an asshole, but I didn't need to see his head splattered everywhere like that. She inhales a cleansing breath. Nightjar was a good guy. Always had our backs. Isabel's and mine. Isabel nods in agreement. Her voice is flat. Rare to find a runner you can actually trust. She looks to her friend. Are we clear? Gobbet looks back the way you came. I think we've shaken them. She sniffs the air. Yeah, we're clear. Wu begins pacing, his boots splashing in the sewer water, creating echoes down the tunnel. You can feel the tension coming off of him in waves. This is bullshit. I'm done messing around in alleys and sewers. I'm done running from cops. He pokes a thumb at his chest and spits his anger forth in a raspy growl. For fuck's sake, I am a cop. Oh, Duncan. I mean, I assume you've been with Lone Star for a while, but you're still pretty green if you think that Lone Star badge means shit. We noticed. There's a Lone Star sergeant dead back there, damn it. She was... Wu starts to choke up. He struggles against it, fighting to maintain control, but he needs a minute to recover. He finally manages to pull it together, but he's raw. When he speaks again, his voice is seething and hoarse. I don't know what the hell's going on with the Hong Kong cops, but I'm calling in some Lone Star backup from home. I'm gonna get some of my own people down here. Then we're gonna find Raymond and figure out what the hell's going on. The little orc shrugs. Whatever you say, big guy. You have fun with that. Iz and I are out of here. Best of luck finding your friend. Best of luck? That's it? Her brow furrows. That's right. What did you expect? We form some sort of posse, like in your old cowboy vids? Ride out and find the killers and see justice done? We got you to safety, and now we're done with this shit. We don't intend to die for you. Wu isn't listening. You can see on his face that he's already written the orc girl off. He pulls his security-grade PDA from its holster on his left leg, raises it, and starts tapping the buttons with a meaty finger. The Lone Star logo on the back of the device looks shiny and official. He stops, confused, and then taps it again harder. The red flashing image on the PDA reflects in his goggles. What the hell? I'm locked out of the network. He looks up at you. My law enforcement status has been revoked. He goes back to the screen. I don't believe it. This is saying there's an APB out on us, Alice. You and me both. I figured as much. You heard them on the loudspeaker. They knew our names. Wu glares at the wall, a storm raging across his face. Fucking hell. His hand clenches into a fist around his PDA. This just keeps getting worse. He leans forward as if to punch the wall, his knuckles rapping against it softly, a pantomime of barely constrained rage. Suddenly, he turns and slings his PDA at the far wall. It hits hard, bounces back, and clatters to the ground at his feet. He looks down at it, spent. The orc mouths an okay to herself, eyebrows raised. And on that note, I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Come on, Isabel, let's... She's cut off by a sudden smashing noise as her friend's boot comes crashing down on the PDA at Wu's feet. The dwarf looks down at her work, unsatisfied, and brings her boot down again and again and again, until there's nothing left but a snarl of plastic housing, broken glass, and circuit board. She looks up at Wu, her chest heaving, and points at the pile of scrap she's created. Police issued. They can trace you through that. She turns to you, hand out. Yours too. It's on the network. Smash it yourself. We bury our own. You crush the PDA to shards under your foot while Isabel looks on blankly. Good. She looks over at Gobbet, sighs, then reaches into her jacket pocket, pulling out 2 new PDAs. She hands them to you and Duncan. Burners. I suppose it's the least we can do, after your help back there. Thanks. Now what? Now we get out of this sewer and head our separate ways. Right, Iz? Isabel isn't listening. She's staring open-mouthed at her own PDA, its bluish glow illuminating her horrified expression. God, but we gotta go, right now. Isabel's voice is monotone but emphatic. She holds up her PDA to show her friend. They're after us, too. Her screen displays a local newscast. Your own face stares back at you from the upper left corner of the screen. And in breaking news, just under an hour ago, Hong Kong port authorities were involved in a firefight with members of a terrorist cell linked to the mainland city-state of Henan. The battle left 3 terrorists dead, along with an unconfirmed number of Hong Kong police officers. Your image winks out, replaced by a scowling image of Duncan Wu, a mugshot from a long time ago, before Raymond. Our sources report that Seattle natives Duncan Wu and Alice Omarta, along with their Hong Kong-based accomplices, are still at large. They are well armed and should be considered extremely dangerous. Low-res photographs of Gobbet and Isabel pop up on screen, replacing Duncan Wu. The color drains out of Gobbet's face. Oh, shit. Excuse me. Kowloon officials report that the terrorist cell known as the White Star maintains ties to the state of Henan and is purported to be receiving weapons and funding from anti-corporate groups in the UCAS city-state of Seattle. Port authorities are standing on high alert, and the Hong Kong Police Force's Special Duties Unit has been engaged to deal with the threat. We go live now to Chief Inspector Crate of the Special Duties Unit, who will be making a statement. Behind the newscaster, a video window displays the location of your firefight in Victoria Harbor. The camera pans to Chief Inspector Crate. She is surrounded by a swarm of news reporters, but appears unfazed by the attention. She speaks with supreme confidence. We have yet to ascertain the motive for tonight's attack, but it was clearly a well-planned and coordinated effort. Crate sounds smooth, more like a corporate mouthpiece than a cop. We have already issued an all-points bulletin along with a killer capture order for the 4 remaining terrorists, and I have instructed Special Duties Unit to make this manhunt a top priority. She looks directly into the camera. If you should see one or more of these individuals, do not attempt to engage them. Instead, tap in the HKPF flash code at the bottom of the screen. If you are on an authorized network and take a picture, our system will automatically identify them in your data stream. The Decker switches off the newscast and clips her PDA back onto her belt. For a moment, there's no sound but the roar of sewer water rushing through the pipes. Gobbet bends over, her hands on her knees, sucking wind. Her rats scurry for a new position. I thought we were fucked before. Wu's voice is eerily calm, but now we are well and truly fucked. How bad is it? Really bad, Alice. He begins stalking back and forth, a panther in a cage. They've labeled us terrorists, and there's an APB out on us. I've heard this kind of announcement before, and I know what comes with it. It doesn't matter if we have nothing to do with that whatever city-state. They're going to hunt us down. It's open season. Isabel nudges the remains of Wu's PDA with her booted toe. And the two of you will be hunted down right along. And the two of us will be hunted down right alongside you. Gobbet wide eyes the exits, tight as a spring. You can hear shallow panting as she leans towards one, then the other. We gotta go deep. Hit the mainland for a while until we can figure this out. Find a hole to crawl into. Gobbet looks at Isabel, wipes her mouth, and points at you at Duncan. We've got to get them off the grid, too. Way off. The dwarf looks up at Duncan, and her large eyes narrow. Hey, Lone Star, you got a security license, right? That means you've got an SIN, too. Of course I have an SIN. I wouldn't be able to get paid otherwise. Only criminals and lowlifes go sinless. She runs her hands along her cyberdeck, thinking. That means that you can be traced, both of you. You get spotted by a drone or a security camera, get ID'd by a retinal scanner, or try to use your cred sticker passport, the HKPF will know just where to find you. Wu crosses his arms across his chest. I know how a system identification number works, runner. We're going to have to burn our sins if we're going to survive this. The two women nod. You got that right, Seattle. Gobbet pulls on her dreadlocks. We're just as screwed as you are. Me and Iz, we're listed as your accomplices, and we can't afford for you to get caught. You'll lead them to us one way or another. DNA samples, things we've told you, astral residue, I don't know, cop stuff. The little Decker looks from you to Wu, eyes narrowed, sizing you up. You can see her make a silent decision before she speaks. Her voice is flat, resigned. We need to get your sins burned, delete you from the record books, all of them. All of them? Whoa, wait a minute, you want us to just erase our identities? Wu rubs his hand across his scalp. Beyond the fact beyond the fact it's insane, will it even work? If we burn our sins, go off the grid like that, won't they just redouble their efforts to find us? Condescension seeps its way into Isabel's dry tone. Imagine playing a game of hide and seek with a siren strapped to your head. Would you rather try and hide with the siren or with the siren conspicuously absent? Deleting our identities across the entire matrix sounds hard. The little Decker nods knowingly. It's very difficult. I can't do it. Some people can. Organizations, expert systems. Gobbet's voice drops. We gotta ask for help. There's only one people we know who has the kind of pull it takes to burn a sin and hide us from the cops. Kindly Chang. Who's Kindly Chang? Some sort of super decker? No, Kindly's no decker. She's what's known as a straw sandal, kind of a middle manager for the Yellow Lotus Syndicate. Their triad. Kindly Chang controls all the illegal activity in our neighborhood. Smuggling, bootlegging, counterfeiting. No way. We're already in deep enough. We don't need to get in deeper with a crime syndicate. We don't want to deal with Kindly Chang any more than you do, but I don't see what choice we have. We need protection, and we need to get your sins burned before we're all red smears in the sidewalk. Isabel's voice is hollow and flat. Taking favors from a woman like Kindly Chang is a good way to get yourself into indentured servitude. You don't want to owe favors to a woman like that. Her eyes get big, round. Ideally, you don't want to deal with her at all. That was Nightjar's job. Nightjar's job? You mean you work with her? What did we just tell you? She's got her fingers in everything, including brokering Shadowruns for the corpse. Kindly Chang is our fixer. Gobbet tries to make her voice light, confident. Just stay on her good side and you'll have nothing to worry about. Now let's get this done before one of you trips the APB and brings all hell down upon us. Alright. Well, that's a lot to unpack, but seems like we've got a way forward, even if not a very promising one. Alright, let's take a break. Come back for more next time.